Good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me and Laura today. I'm Yvonne Perry, and this is my dear friend Laura Cruse, and she's here with me in Tennessee today.
Now it just started.
You think it just now
It just
started?
now started.
Let's go again with that.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. It's just Yvonne Perry, and I'm here in Tennessee with my friend Laura Cruse, or she's here with me, maybe I should say it that way. And we did a wonderful meditation or activation last night with light language and received some downloads that we were hoping to share with everybody today. And so we have jumped through a lot of technology hoops and figured our way through this device jungle. And hopefully we're live. So if you are joining us live, would you please leave a comment so that we know that you're actually hearing us?
Oh, there's 3 people.
Awesome. 3 people. Very good.
And we're on Zoom too, so I put the link in the intercessor. So if you want to join on that, you can too. I'm going to try to keep up with comments if anybody wants to share anything too. So
yeah. Any comments? Nope.
No. Like, yeah, I guess you could comment.
Oh, I could try a comment. Let me, here's a comment. Hello. Okay. Very good.
Oh, yeah, there you see it. Right, and there it is there.
Sylvia! Yay! My dear sister in Sweden. Thank you for joining us, Sylvia. Feel that energy? Did you just feel that surge? Yay! We're inviting in all of our lovely guides, all of those who walk with us in spirit. Oh, here's Perry. Yay, Perry McClue's with us. Thank you. Yay, they can hear us. Awesome. Thank you, Perry. All right. As I was saying, Laura and I were doing a meditation together last night. I guess that's what it was called. We just kind of laid in the floor because that's the way Laura saw us. You want to explain what you saw?
Well, she showed me her beautiful healing room, which has drums and just her wonderful paintings that have light language infused in all of them. And I came in, I'm like, whoa, there's a lot in here. And just in looking around the room, I just kept seeing us laying on the floor together with our feet touching, and in in that time, but also when we were laying there too, I was seeing an arc of light coming between me and you as we were laying on the floor. So I kind of just knew that something wanted to kind of exchange between us. So yeah.
And I think we brought in some big downloads that we want to share with anybody who's willing to receive that. It feels like it's a download of more of our higher self. When we were in our meditation, did you notice that we both sat up at the same time?
Yeah.
We did. We were laying down with our feet together, and then all of a sudden, both of us just sat up.
Yeah, I was
in
laying
unison.
there and I could tell, I was like, okay, this is done. This part's done. Now we sit up, but I actually didn't expect that second part, which
I didn't. Yeah, we didn't see that in the vision.
No, it was a whole other level blast of more kind of alignment and merging and healing, and yeah, that's when a lot of big, what would you call those big surges that were kind of coming through.
A lot of electricity running through the body, hot heat flashes. That's how I know I'm getting a download. Is I start having a hot flash, and it's like from the top all the way down.
Yeah,
feels like it's from the inside out. So I knew that we were getting something. And then we were sitting in semi-lotus, cross-legged, with our hands touching, holding hands, and looking into one another's eyes. There is some power, I'm going to take my glasses off, about looking into each other's eyes that really brings a closeness of heart and a knitting of spirit. And that's when the power really started for me anyway, was to activate and download. I mean, we were shaking and jerking before that, but once we connected our hands together, it's like that created a circuit. Maybe that's the arc. The arc that you saw. And what you saw behind me was a huge presence, a huge energy of some sort.
Yeah, when we were talking about Milena.
Yeah.
And we were kind of working with what was that and what was happening, and then I kind of saw that behind you when we were trying to kind of understand what had just happened with her kind of merging.
So I feel like that was a part of the higher self that was coming more into this physical incarnation, into the body. And so we want to share that with you today. So if you're ready to begin, let's start with a reset breath and quiet touch, which is something my friend Brenda Williams created in the, I guess it was in the 90s. It's been a while now. But anyway, I've been using that and writing about it in my newest book on celestial shamanism. So we want to practice that while we have the chance. Left hand is on the heart. Everything is backwards here as we're looking at the screen. The left hand is on the heart space. And the right hand is on the sacral chakra, the second chakra. And in 3, 2, 1, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Pause. Resume normal breathing, but continue to notice. What do you feel around you, in you? Feel some big energy surges coming through, so I feel like the download is already beginning for us. We'll just begin to use our light language, and you are welcome to join us, even though we might not be able to hear you. We will acknowledge that you are with us in spirit, that there is no distance. It's all connected through the heart. Ora vashino kuhulo totahi. Namakuhula aravesikilu kuana. Tadi kuna. Kurata shikramaka. We invite the presence of our higher selves, the higher, more advanced, future versions of ourselves to join with us today. We ask that our bodies be able to receive these downloads by adjusting its frequency to match what is coming in today. Thank you for the upgrades to our operating system, as we are the technical biology of creation right here in the flesh. We want to begin to use these vessels more and more in service to the light, in service to love and one another, to source. Ulaya sotukurahana, arai tequila coche caravaje, donda la caje, ara tokoshinyanya, tokalaya.
E tona ina ko te a tishu tina ina ko a tina edo ko o ma a tishu da ai to ku ti anaka ina me ne ke a tua e shu ni ne ke wa I te ora anaka I to wa I wa I wa I wa I wa I
Ulare sulande kiroro tokarayan, kivash kererom, kilo karavai, ishwandana mini, ora ikashkirene.
E tona e moro ka e no ko ma I no ko to ra I na ka do tra I no to me ne ka no wa I na to ko te pete ka u ti na u ni no ka te pu shi na ni ki I ni me te ko na no ai no ko wa tu shu shu no ai no te ko pu shi to ne pu tu I ta shu wa I na ke vi na ke ui na ke
A deep breath, and let's receive that. Bringing it into the vessel, into every cell of the body. A lot of heat. I'm feeling a lot of heat right now. So the download we are receiving.
Yeah, a lot of heat.
Activating this in every cell of the body, every fiber of our being, activating love and light and peace and joy. Wisdom. We call forth wisdom. The wisdom is the experiential knowledge, not just a head knowledge, but an experience and a practice of what we have learned, of what we know to be our truth. Living authentically, that's wisdom. Tora Maria Kuhushia.
I ta inoa I ta kiwa inoa I tomo ko ushua. Anaka ina niko ida idwa itu wa shi. Anaka itu tina ina madaka wa itu sha. Aniki ina midako itu shi niku.
Kiroshkondo miava, miasa, miasa tokora kika kamalina, nabakukiara. Kirash kanayana karya, amakira sodaya, yakanaka eshka, eshka. Call in your higher self by whatever name you call source or love or light, or if you have a special name that you call your higher self, a spiritual name, call in more of that.
Ito no ai mi ko ite ai shi no ko ai eno ko me ti no me ko ite wa I shi ki ani ki no me ka tu ai tu tu shma I na ki tu ai do ko ai no me ke ani ki no me ka tu wa shi tu tu ko de mu e no de ko ai tu ko chu a chu shi no de ko ani ki tu ai tu shi no shi no shi
Allowing the body to adjust now. Hirosaki. And feel free to use the comments either on Zoom or on Facebook Live. We're connected to both. To share with us your experience. What are you feeling? What are you sensing? Is there any information that you would like to share with us?
I was actually seeing that the art happening again.
Yeah?
Yeah, and something about that us exchanging that and it like a rainbow going out to everybody that's watching now or will watch.
Yeah. There's some rainbow light energy, the arc. Feel some vector wave energy flowing too. And I feel to bring in more of the divine feminine principle in, more of that loving, nurturing mother energy.
Ina ko ato shua ina wa idwa ime. Ina ke wa itakashi ano ko moko tuai. Anaka ine ko wa ina me ko ate to wa ishi na ikwa. Anaka ine me ke eno wa ko o tua shi. Ina ke ina me ko o tua ina ka ato tua shi ne ke wa. Ine me ko wa ita ishi e. Anaka ina me ko ate ne no wa ki ita aishua. Anaka ina me ko wa ti ni e no wa ka. Ta ne ko wa ita kishua ina me ko
Sophia Christus, the divine sacred union within each of us being activated now. As we're bringing in more of our higher self, we are creating the arc, the connection, the joining of the divine masculine and the divine feminine in their purest form, and bringing that into the heart space and allowing ourselves to feel and to feel deeply the presence of the divine within us. We are spirit, having this experience in a human form. Urotakilunda, male okurata, barakuhashkia, ula karana, kiravashke ulataka. Koroto, Sophia Christos, Otokula Makayadaka, bride and groom, Tokula Kika, Ida Tokuranana, the twin flame connection that is within us as a sacred union. Ula Tokunda Makuhishinda Kalaka, Uratuku Shindula Maka.
Ito naman ko ati no kat ute ina ka ino no ko ito ruwa ay no ko ito ko ay ruwa ino ko ito ruwa shi ino ko ito ay ita kay niki naman ko ay wata ko ko ay ino ko ito niki naman ko ito ay no ko ito ko ito ay no ko ito ko ay niki naman ko ito no ko ito ko ito ni ko ito niki ito ko ito man ko ati to shi ko ay no ko niki naman ko ito ay no man ko ito ko ito shi ko ito ko ay no ko ito ina iki
Shotokurumataiya, lokarataya, oratakaya, shokuvaya, yana. Let's check in on the comments and see if there's anything anybody shared.
Yeah, thank you, Crystal. She's sharing she's has goosebumps since she started watching constant wave of energy going through her body and light encircling her. Wonderful. That's beautiful. I've been feeling a constant surge too. So just energy.
Yes, thank you, Crystal, for confirming that. It's a lot of heart energy. A lot of heart energy. Are you feeling the love? Are you feeling that love within you? The peacefulness. Go within. That's what this is. This is going within.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of really intense days in the last few weeks. So there's a lot of like, even yesterday was a big day in general. So there's a lot of like gentleness and love with the energy coming in to help with what we're doing now, but even just what everybody's been doing with the codes and the light and the energy coming in over the last few weeks.
We've all been working on our individual parts and pieces, and now we're by sharing it live like this and by putting it into a group format where it's recorded, we're actually able to insert our pieces into that big puzzle and see more of the picture.
Yeah,
thank you now. Yes. Ulata kanyana. This is to support and assist with the integration of the energy that's coming in. A lot of times after we've had these big downloads, we just jump right back into what we're doing and don't give our bodies time to acclimate and to really just sit with the energy and allow that to mold us and to change us and give our body what it needs. And since we've been here, we've been eating kind of sporadically and differently than we normally do. I'm the kind that just kind of snacks. I just have a little snack all day. But since Laura's been here, we've actually been cooking, which is not normal for either of us.
Oh, you've been cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a lot too of really listening to our bodies now. Just what do you want? Oh, it's a little bit different. Oh, you don't want that. Oh, you just want to hold off and integrate it. It's kind of just really trusting and listening to our bodies and giving it what they want at this time, because it's like everything, it's fluctuating so much. So sometimes our body wants certain foods that we might not eat, and then nothing, maybe it just needs to not be processing the food while it's processing all this other stuff
right
too.
right so maybe even a fast or intermittent fasting,
like
skipping a meal or
Yeah.
whatever, just with the purpose and intention of integrating what you've already received and just allowing the body to rest from its digestive processes and all of the other things that the body's trying to take care of. If there's a way that you can get into a quiet space and just lay down, even take a nap or whatever you need to do to help integrate it. really listening to your body, like Laura said, because right now, any dietary regime that I would normally have has kind of just gone to the wayside of what do I need right now in this moment. Many of you know that I was vegetarian from 2012 all the way up until last year, and was absolutely repulsed by looking at meat or tasting it or even smelling it in the room. I would have to get out of the house. And all of a sudden, sometime last year, it's like I started craving meat. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And at first I felt like I'm doing something wrong. I'm not supposed to be eating meat. This is like against everything that I felt like I was supposed to be doing. But I think it was more about really listening. What does my body need at this time? What does spirit need me to do? And it's learning to be in that moment and to heed what the instructions that you're getting. Has anybody else experienced that?
Yeah, Teresa says she just finished eating some healthy snacks as she was listening and wondered if it was disrespectful.
No, do
But
what
she's
your
going to
body
work and
needs.
needs nourishment. Yes.
Yes,
That's exactly
yes.
what it is. It's just in the moment. Maybe I need this. This morning I woke up and after our time last night there was so much energy that my body's like, no, you really don't want anything in it. But I'm like, oh, but I should eat breakfast, or you feel like you should do it a certain way. It's like, okay, I snacked a little. I'm like, no, it's done now. And yeah.
And I got up before, I guess before you. I didn't bother you because I honor your sacred time and getting up in your way. But I went to the back porch and it's like, it is not time to eat. My body does not want food yet. And I'm normally the kind, I've got to get up and get something going.
Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah.
It was 9:30 before we even started cooking, and I'd been up probably 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just sitting around and meditating and being in, just being in the presence and kind of preparing for what we're sharing today. But it didn't feel like I wanted food. And then I don't eat eggs. What did we have for breakfast, Laura? We had eggs for breakfast, eggs and potatoes. That was what the body was calling for. Yeah. So there's no judgment.
Yeah, no apologizing.
No
Teresa.
need to apologize.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
I've actually always had I've judged myself over the years because I'm not a vegetable fan. So, people, oh, you have to eat vegetables, and I really don't like them. So I've gone through a lot of judgment. So yeah, just listening to your body. I think everybody's so different. And right now things are changing so much. The energy is fluctuating so much that sometimes your body just needs to integrate purely, and then maybe after that's done, it's like, oh boy, I need to ground. I need to eat.
You need some root vegetables, some meat and potatoes, or something like that. Yeah. So I think that's what all of this is about: is us really tuning in and intuitively guided, rather than following the latest fad diet or this food's bad for you. I think what we've been fed into: this is good, this is bad, putting value on things, and you can do this and you can't do that. And what that does many times is causes us to live outside of ourselves, following somebody else's rules and not really resonating with that, but feeling like you're obligated to follow it. I know that's the way it was for me when I was in religion. In church, there were a lot of rules, a lot of do's, a lot of don'ts, and there were repercussions for not following them. And I think that is over. That and the day of the guru, where we look to somebody else as our authority, looking to somebody else to do for us what spirit is already willing and able to do in us.
Yeah, we're all stepping into our sovereignty.
That's it. Sure. That's it. Sovereignty and authenticity. Does that ring a bell with anybody else? Sovereignty. And the purpose of accessing and downloading and bringing in more of the higher self is to ascend the body. If you think about what is spirit, spirit is perfection in all things. It's unity. It doesn't need fixing. It's not sick. It doesn't need healing. Spirit is pure. And when we bring more of that in our body, not only is our body going to respond with love and gratitude and health, I think also we step into and embody more of our authenticity, where we're willing to live our life as we feel spirit would have us to, even if it doesn't fit the lifestyle of those that practices we've had in the past, or maybe of our family. Or I've lived with someone who was a meat eater while I was a vegetarian, and that took some willpower. A lot of times that took some willpower because we're fixing two meals. Yeah, that's a little more work when you are standing in your power and feel like this is right for me. And so even though you've just cooked a nice meal, I'm going to have to say no to that because my body doesn't register. It's not resonating with that. And so I'll go over here and fix my own self something. So has anybody else had that with their family, where your dietary needs are different from the rest of the family, and you felt like you've had to give up your needs or sacrifice what your body needed in order to accommodate somebody else's needs? Moratukulia sorava ashkena ola ndamakulo kurataki o savalio kumaka uteriasan no laki tokarabai ikro moshkovaye.
Kana ino mo ko ina me deki da atwa e shi ani kawai ina mo ko atwa ana ka ina me deki ina no ko ya tu shi no deki ana ki ina me deki ani no ka atwa ana ki ina me deki wa ina e tu ku e tu shu ana ka ina me no ko anwa shu shu me ka.
And there's some energy in the solar plexus, and that's where a lot of times we hold emotional tension. And so maybe some of that is wanting to clear around us standing in our own power rather than being governed by an authority external from ourselves. So let's just take a moment and receive with intention any clearing of that energy where we have felt small in ourselves and giving up our preferences and desires and our knowings and our leading in order to accommodate someone else's plan. Ooh. Ooh.
E to to spake do to mat ko to to ku spite ku spite ku ni met ku spite ku ti ni ku ka tu du shi met ku spite ku u de met ku da in met ku spite ku du ani ki in met ku a tu tu spite ku de met ku a met ki ani ki tu chu a in met ku shi met ku ki ro u ani ki tu spite ku shi met ki ni ani ku i met ku un met ku da ani ki tu shi met ku de met ku shi met ki ni tu shi met ku i tu spite ku ku a ti tu shi ani ki tu spite ku tu shi ku shi ku shi ku shi ku shi Etymedig tina ket uti etymedig uti ne to kom shino ko uti beke ani ki ina bit a ina ko chu a ina ko uti a ani ki ina ko at o ma ed ko ba u shi no ko uti ma ka chu a ti chu
Constant flow of giving and receiving. We give from the abundance of our heart and from the filling of the Holy Spirit within us, the well that never runs dry, the living waters within us, allowing that to fill up more and more and more today, so that when we do give to others, it is from a free-flowing, overflowing abundance of love and appreciation and gratitude within ourselves. That way we don't drain ourselves when we're giving to others.
done that.
Hadn't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. But this is a new way of living with ourselves in harmony with spirit. Yeah. Teresa's got something here.
Yeah, sense of not stepping fully into her power. Feels I've misused my power in the past. Fear of being my most powerful self, or fear of not using my power responsibly. Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely had a fear of stepping into my power.
What is that all about, you think?
Well, for me, mine has been, and I've seen this in working with people to just working with this energy that's still kind of holding from other lives, of me coming in a lot and just coming in with a lot, and then it getting, how do I put it, not seen and kind of really pushed upon, you know, sent away or victimized, persecuted kind of for what I'm bringing forward.
Oh,
So that,
okay.
for me, it's been that fear of how, if I show up, I've actually said a couple times, like when a teacher has asked me, they said, what's your fear of you just showing up, like being full of you? I'm like, that I will just blast people away. Like the energy will just blast them all, and like nobody will be around, and there'll be nobody, and freak out, So for me, it's been that fear of just my power, and how, big I know I am. And I think we all have that. We all have that sense of our unlimitedness and how big it is. And actually, there's what's coming right now is just a sense of not feeling deserving of it too.
I think you just hit on something
I feel it's
there.
like it just came for like a collective, like
not deserving what?
The bigness of who we are, that we're allowed to have it here, that we're allowed to be it. Just that we don't deserve that for whatever reason.
And part of that may be our teaching, how we have been taught to be small, to live small. It's safer not to rock the boat, not to step out in your power. I mean, look what happened to Jesus. Right. Yeah. And I know that a lot of my clients have told me that they feel like they're still clearing stuff from past lives where they were persecuted for stepping into their power. I guess this is a point of surrender then, is it not?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And trust. Yeah. Trusting that nothing is going to happen to us outside of the will of God. That anything that does happen is serving a grander purpose. And that we not only deserve, but have a responsibility to step into all of who we are. And to be that and express it with love. And I don't think you're going to push people away when you're doing this with love. Right. Everybody wants love. Yeah. Everybody needs love. Everybody deserves love. So when we're putting love out there, I think we're actually going to be drawing people to us. There's a verse in the Bible. It says, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men to me. So if you're lifted up in your vibration and in your power, and it's really standing in your truth and authenticity, I think you're going to actually be drawing people to you who could benefit from what it is that you're expressing, whether it's light language or a meal that you cook for someone, or if you're tending to someone who's not feeling well. Abundance coming from that flow. That's your power. The abundance, that's our power.
Yeah, we're very abundant. Yeah,
we have abundant power, and yet we use so little of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think also we haven't really been allowed to be on the earth plane like that fully here. It's been very restricted over the centuries and things like that. So it's kind of like, how do you even do that? Like, we've never been able to do that before, in a sense, because we've had kind of restrictions on us, or some things like that, just kind of keeping things at a certain place. But it's completely different now.
Everything is shifting, and we have energy here to support us in being big in our energy, and being big in our knowing and our wisdom and our love, and sharing that and being authentic. And the gifts and the miraculous powers that are in us are starting to, I'm seeing more and more of that, and I'm celebrating that,
Yeah.
to be able to share that with others, because if we're playing small and we feel like we don't deserve it, we are going to like put up barriers between ourselves and what our actual mission or reason for being here, and that is to hold that vibration. And I think the more we hold the vibration, the more naturally it's going to flow from us, and we won't really be hearing that ego trying to pull us back down and, oh, don't say that, that might offend. Instead, just really, if you're flowing from that place of abundance, it's like, let the chips fall where they will.
Yeah, because that's the embodiment part of it. Is that ego mind does kind of, it's there, but it's in the background. But you're embodying more of who you are. So that essence is the forefront. It is who you are. So you can just act from that space in a more constant state. And I know for me lately, and I think it's been coming up for a lot of people, that I think we are at this time too, especially people that kind of done a lot of like work with themselves and self-awareness and clearing things, that we're doing a lot of past lives now, like really going through and just wiping kind of slates clean from so many times and spaces.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's really been really big.
Yes, that is exactly what's happened. I was talking with Brenda Williams the other day, and we did a call. We were talking about these timelines that we've seen in the Schumann resonance, where they're blacked out. It's like the flat line. To me, that's like a reset point. And we're resetting our thinking, the way we have lived in the world, the way we've governed our choices, the way we played small, the way that we've been swayed by the ego to do things that, well, it's not really feeling right, but I need to do it because I'm obligated, or I made a commitment. And it's hard for us to say no sometimes, but those days are definitely behind us now. And I feel like past lives are not even as meaningful as they used to. It's almost like the reset wiped it clean, like you said, wiped those experiences clean. And we are now able to stand more in this vibration of who we truly are as a divine human.
Yeah, because it's not like about clearing. It's like merging the past lives. It's
everything
is one. So we are bringing them all together as one. Is there some dissonance there that is gonna will bring in the higher aspect, so that'll shift, and then we love and heal all aspects of that self, and then that becomes it, and then the next life, or you can do 50 at one time.
Yeah, there you go. Because that was a huge wave of higher self energy that came in last night. I don't think it was, you in fact said it was two. You were hearing two, that it was part of something else. It was two names or something. Do you remember
like
what you said?
The one name was actually two different lives and times merged kind of into one name. So it wasn't just one aspect of yourself that was kind of reuniting. It was in a more fully way. It was a couple different ones. And it's kind of like for, I think I laugh because it's kind of like for the earthly purposes, we'll just make one name, we'll put them together and make one name, but yeah, that's kind of what I got about it. But yeah, even that was such a beautiful experience, because even in that there was a when that aspect kind of really stepped forward and our hands were on each other's hearts, and it gave the love and acceptance of allowing all those lives from that energy's experience to just like pour out good, bad, ugly, whatever it was. And there was a lot of the just tears. Release and just like, just expressing what all that was like the whole thing. And then it was just that love and acceptance of yes, that is, yes, it can be like that, and yes, it can be like that. And then once that was allowed to be heard and like felt and loved, it's like, okay, now we can shift and bring in the highest aspect of that.
Yeah. Anybody else? Comments? Anything that you're feeling, seeing, knowing? You want to share? Questions? Dalipura mataki asate kolate. Ora taka sakarishkina. Undaravalea nakaya. Undalalea ashkinini. Duravai ikanana. Ushkunana. let's talk a little bit about how some days you feel really up and really in your power, and other days you're feeling, oh my goodness, what's going on? I don't feel well. My energy level's low. I'm hearing the ego again. What's that all about?
For me, it's another level of it's like surrender and acceptance. Because for me, I just judge myself like, oh, I was here yesterday, so I should stay there, or what's wrong with me if I feel like off, or what am I doing wrong, or I can hear that whole kind of program that we've had going. So then it's just about, oh, okay, I hear that. But no, there's so much happening. It's a constant reminder of all the stuff that's really integrating and happening and shifting that we don't see with our eyes necessarily, or even it's so subtle, it's so like subatomic that sometimes it's the so much is happening that we don't even necessarily feel in our body yet until it like gets fully in the cell, and the cell sparks, but there's still so much transmutation and things like that happening. So I definitely go into judgment of myself sometimes when I get in those spaces of the flux, but I have always been a person that's like, oh, I can do it now, I want it now.
But that's part of being in the now moment, is really embracing whatever you're feeling and not judging yourself for it. Okay, I was up yesterday, I'm not so up today. And that's okay. Because this too is serving its purpose.
More judgment comes from me when it's like it's the energy, subtle energy differences I feel. I'm not very judgmental of myself about like resting. Like I'm fine with resting.
You give yourself that permission.
Oh yeah, I give myself permission to rest a lot. Just like, oh well, I'm tired, take a nap. And it's more like, I think I've always felt so connected to my highest self that it's like I want it all now, or like I should be that energy now, or I should feel it all now.
Because you are.
Yeah. So like
on some level you are.
Yeah. So it's a dissonance of like, okay, Laura, but remember, you're in a human body. It's gonna take some time. It's like, okay.
The body has to shift to accommodate that. So I think a lot of times after we've had downloads like this, we do need to take that time to integrate and really not judge ourselves and not be critical. If you need, more rest, or if you need walk, we took a walk last night. That was pretty fun. I ran, you walked.
Yeah.
Any other comments? We felt that we would keep this to 1 hour because we honor everyone's time and whatever else you have to do today, but we do want to be a blessing to you. So if there's something that is on your heart that you would like for us to maybe just send a transmission for, that is something that you're having difficulty with, let's address that. Oh, here's Lori. Hey, Lori. What about what you have looked at or created in the past, then undoing or breaking down the past creations to clear? You're talking about in this life or in past lives or in all lives? Is it something that you've created here that you are wanting to undo? Because it's all really now. It can all be taken care of now if you will. I think this is self-forgiveness. Am I right, Lori? Is this about self-forgiveness? Or forgiveness of others, or things that have hurt you in the past that you feel like maybe you're still carrying? Is that something that we should maybe send a transmission for? Relates to both, okay.
Yeah, I'm already kind of feeling something.
You want to give the transmission for that?
Yeah, well,
Okay. Receive self-forgiveness. Let go of self-blame and self-condemnation. There is no condemnation in the Christ consciousness which we are embodying. Oh, Ramatukula veya shante makuna, harato uvaye, urasokushkinamane, tura balunda, bakwile, tokwaya, sulana kirakokaya nayana. Let all that transmute. In other words, it's changing its frequency. It's alchemizing from something unuseful and unwanted into something very glorious, purposeful, and needed. To help you stand in your power, to truly be authentic now, not carrying the burdens of the past, none of that guilt or shame. Anything that you don't want to take with you into the higher kingdom, this new earth that's coming, let's let go of it now with your intention.
Ito mo ko ina ko ito ba ito ko shwa ina mo ko to wa I da ki in mo ko ito ko mi ko wa I to shu ni mo ko wa I ina mo to shu mo ko ito mo ko 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 mi mu I ru shin mu shin mu shin mu shin ina mo to shu shu to mi ko ni mo ko ba ina mo to ki ani ki mu shin mo to shu shin mo ko shin wu shin wu shin wu shin
Wholeness and forgiveness. No mistakes. There are no mistakes. We're just playing roles. Playing roles.
Yeah, I was feeling that guilt or blame kind of in the stomach holding. So the first was releasing the stomach, even going up into the heart to kind of love it, knowing that there's a purpose for everything and it played its role. So just, allowing that, but it was holding a lot in the stomach. And then the end was a very big overall kind of vortex.
We were
sweep.
both doing that sweeping kind of motion, like there was a vortex coming in and an opening for us to receive that.
Yeah, because when you said your thing of not blaming, letting go, and then I was hearing like a Lori like yes, like do you want to do that? Yes, and then it was like okay.
Did that help, Lori? Did we answer your question? Yeah. I want to make sure we addressed your concern and that your self-acceptance, self-love. Yes, that's it. That's it.
E tana e no ka no e no ma ko tawa isha I ne ke ana ke I me no ko e na e no ma ko tawa ana ke I me no ko e ta chi ana ke I me no ko e ta I no ko shu I me no ko e na ne ka te do shi ana ke I me no ko e na de ka e do shu ana ke I me no ko ate ashi a I me no ko e a ana ke I me no ko ati shwa I ne ya wa ishe Anaka ina wana kuita ita shwe ine.
And we're in a group of light language intercessors when we are recording this, so everyone here has an understanding and a practice of their light language, but we're going to probably put this in other places where people don't have their light language, and that's okay. You can just hum, do ohms, bird sounds, animal sounds, whatever. Get some vibration going in your throat. And let's open that throat chakra because that is your region of self-expression. And we've been talking about authenticity and living from your higher place of abundance. So I feel like some throat chakra work. Let's everybody who has light language use it. Those who don't have it, just make a joyful noise. Oh, we can say something.
Sylvia said mercy. I don't know if
she's...
Oh,
merci.
Oh, merci.
Thank you. She's in Sweden. She speaks French.
Thanks. Yay. Okay. It's like, is that mercy me? Or is that mercy?
Merci.
Or it's mercy.
Beautiful. Okay, everybody together now. Let's create this vortex and jump in and get what we need and share what we are experiencing and just bring it in as we begin to bring this time together to a close. Let's just bring in our energy of love. Gora Maria Solahani Kilohata Kenyashi Leti Korai Alave or Korai Oka Idolonda Ki Ashi Ola Nikida Amoha Aye Satakashke Arate Kinyola Resivuko Ia Saleya Ratoka Ashkina no Kai. Can you feel it? I feel their love. I feel their energy. Atishikwa Inana Yotokai. And then just placing your hands on that fifth chakra for self-expression. And with your intention to be true to yourself, to love yourself, to accept yourself, to give up self-judgment, shame, and guilt, and to stand in the authority and strength and power of your divine self from this day forward. And so it is. Bring it all in. Shine your light. Be the love that you already are. Live from the abundant overflow of spirit within you. May you be blessed in all ways at all times. Yeah. That's okay. Feel complete? Mm-hmm. Everybody here feeling complete? Yeah, that's good. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate your lending your time and your energy to this transmission and for just being in our lives. Yeah. It's wonderful to have people like this in our lives. So thank you so much. Yeah. Namaste. Thank you, folks. Mwah.